Thank you everyone for joining us today on the Oasis podcast. I hope you all are safe, right? Keeping y'all immune systems up. Today I have two very special guests with me. Ariel, who you all have met before. Ariel, say hey to the listeners.
Hey.
And a very special guest, Mr. Mel. I'll let him introduce himself. You go ahead.
Yo. Yeah, what's up? Name's Tamel. I actually have my own podcast called For the Love Podcast. Right now I'm here on Oasis. Let's go.
All right. So everyone, make sure y'all tune in to For the Love Podcast. They should be dropping their first episodes too, right? We're going to be on there hopefully doing some collaboration. So today
Monday.
On Monday? All right. Well, probably by the time this dropped, it would have dropped already. So everybody definitely check that out. So today it's a little bit different. Usually it's like two girls and a guy. Now today it's two guys and a girl. So hopefully y'all don't get up on me, right? yeah. Look at Ariel.
Wow.
That's a party.
Y'all just took that away all the way to the left. But I guess
I'm over here.
I'm saying we
in quarantine. This is the subject we're talking about.
Good, exactly. It's appropriate for the topic since we're talking about dating, sex, and the Rona. Okay.
And not in that order.
Yeah, in that order, for real. So thanks, Ariel, for this topic. Literally, he brought this to me, and I was like, "This is perfect. We can definitely touch up on this." So we got the introductions out the way. So now I'm gonna ask you, fellas, what's going on? How y'all doing? First, I guess we could talk about status. Ariel and I, we did a breakup episode, so I know we both are single. I don't know about you, Mal. How single are you exactly right now?
Very, extremely. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Hey.
Yeah. How long you been out the game?
It's been a little while. You know, you meet people, some people you think have that potential, and then you just realize it's not it. So that's all it is. Move along.
I definitely understand that. So now we are in this wonderful pandemic. I think this shit just made dating even, I don't know, at least for me, I'm extra frustrated. I thought I would be like more like patient. But what has y'all experience been? I don't know if you have even been trying to date during this pandemic. What's the experience been?
Well, for me, I'm an essential worker, so my life didn't really change too much. I got to work, and I just make it regular work, go home, try to follow these new worldly guidelines. But as far as the dating scene, you got to treat this as any STD now. You got to be very careful. My focus really hasn't been on the dating aspect. You know, you entertain conversation, but that only could go but so much, being that we are dealing with this. So it's always nice to know, hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you, crossed my mind, but you got to live your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for me, it's been funny, the dynamic. I mean, because I think it's split people up into people who have already been homebodies versus people who are not normally homebodies. So once you get over that shock of it, I think when you get to the part of finally realizing that, oh shit, I'm by myself over and over and over and over and over. For those people that aren't used to it, I can't speak for them because I'm more of the homebody type. But for me, myself, and I just felt like, I don't know, I'm at a point in my life and my age, it doesn't affect me because it ain't worth the risk for me. Like, if I was to put myself out there, it would be fine under normal circumstances. But under these circumstances, it ain't worth it. Like, I think, you know, the last time I was on, the closest person I'm talking to is my ex, which I haven't talked to him Lord knows how long. But again, we started touching base again, and it's just like, that's the person I'm, you know, touching base with right now. And that's my female connection, if you will. But outside of that, as far as physicality is concerned, it's just like, for me, it's just not worth the risk.
Absolutely. We're going to touch on that connecting with the past a little bit later on. But I totally agree. So me and my simple behind decided that I was going to get back in the game, throwing out quotations like 2 weeks ago during this damn pandemic. And I mean, the only real way to do that, right, is on dating apps, which I fucking hate. and I'm already off. So just FYI, because that's how long it was.
Have y'all noticed?
Huh?
Have y'all noticed that even on these dating apps, social media, the coronavirus has made people real extra. Facebook done turned into Pornhub.
They got
People are thirsty.
money.
People are thirsty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People are thirsty.
Honestly, I'm not seeing that on my end. I'm sure you guys are seeing that shit. I'm not really seeing that on my end. Like,
it's surprising to me on the timeline how I see the females like really like just loosely, just it's overt. Like it is Tuesday, I need dick, and it's just like you just tweeting that on a Tuesday at 7:30 in the morning. I need dick. It's just no filter, no
None
innuendo,
no
GIF or meme. Just I need dick.
I think for
this quarantine is killing me.
Or those listeners who are interested in women, I think that's a good gauge. You can see people's real selves now, though, because I haven't seen things like that. To be honest with you, like
Listen.
Maybe the people I'm following are just a little more discreet or like keeping it in the DMs, but I'm not seeing things like that. Thank goodness.
It's not okay. That doesn't mean that it's not happening indoors.
No, I'm sure it's happening. That's what I said. It's probably in the DMs. You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of homes right now smelling like Spam and ham sandwiches. I'm just saying, for no reason. You know what I mean?
Filthy.
You know what I mean? A lot of carne asada going on around here, and I don't know why. It's just, we know, but it's like, I posted, for instance, something that under normal circumstances I would not post. But it was something that I just wanted to experiment and put out there to see if I would get any grotesque reaction or see if I would get anybody going, not chill. And it was literally just a girl in like a schoolgirl outfit, like against a wall, bent over, and then you see a remote control. And the caption was, "This could be me and you," but I forgot what it was. It's like, you aren't into, I think, Pornhub or something like that. And basically what it was is that for those people who know, is the girl had like a remote vibrator inside of her I could control with a remote control.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
and so a bunch of people liked it, laughed at it. Some people even loved it. And I got no negative feedback. And it surprised the hell out of me because in the normal circumstances, I know I would have got a couple family members who would have hit me up like, hey, we Christian. Stop that.
If I'd have posted that, I'd have blocked my mom and everything. So,
but they know you're going through it. I think that's probably why. No, I guess from the angle that you guys are talking about it, I guess that makes sense. Maybe people are they're spending too much time on social media, and so now people are inundated with like all this crap, I guess. But on my end, I'm not really receiving that much. But at the same time, I curate my social media very much. So there's a lot of things I don't follow. There's a lot of types of people and personalities I don't follow on purpose because regularly they're annoying. So I know around times like this, they're going to be extra. So I don't follow people like that, to be honest with you, because I don't have the patience for it. I just don't. But being on these dating apps, I still don't have patience for them, and I'm not on it anymore. Clearly, it's been like, not clearly, just so y'all know, it was 2 weeks and I was done. People still don't know how to have conversations. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how people is expected to meet people if you don't know how to hold a conversation. I don't get that part. So yeah, that's that. I don't even know. I'm gonna be single quite some time, clearly, because we can't go outside. People don't know how to talk, so I'm just gonna be talking to myself. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, like it's freaking ridiculous, honestly.
But I wonder how many people are risking it though.
Right, and that was gonna be.
There are a lot of people risking it.
So I did have someone post on my Instagram, but this is somebody I know from work, and I forget the exact wording. Was like sometimes like sometimes you got to dip back in your past to pretty much not dip back. No, that's not what it says. Sometimes you got to satisfy the flesh for the moment. That's what she put up, like satisfying the flesh for the moment, and then go get back to business. And I was just like, during Rona time.
Hey,
and then
look.
underneath that, I was just like, and she had posted something. And I was just like, and under it she captioned something about how she got whatever she needed, blah blah blah. And I put with the eyes. I was like, I'm jealous. And then she goes, girl, sometimes you got to dip back in your past, and she said some shit like that. And I said, with the Rona and these dirty dicks, no, I don't trust it. They not worth it. I was like, no. Because in regular times, I'm fucking it crazy. I'm not trusting you. You think I'm going to let you in my house with the Rona? People don't like to wash their hands. People don't like to cover their mouth. People be touching everything, think they're going to be touching you. No, absolutely not. But I mean, if you with it, go ahead, sis. You know what I'm saying? Get your thing. But it's like, people are really out here, though. Like, seriously. And then, that's what I meant. That's why I brought up the whole dating shit. So talking to random folks. And I reconnected with somebody that I was talking to prior. So we never really, we went out like one day or something. We chatted, but I was just like, you doing too much. And so I stopped talking to him. And then we reconnected again recently. And so we've been chatting, and he's been like hitting that, like, oh yeah, come through. No, nigga, are you dumb?
What come through in the hazmat suit, boo?
Like, no, talking about, this and that. No, sir. Unless we're going outside for a walk and you're going to be 6 to 10 feet away from me. I'm not going anywhere in close quarters with you. Okay? We're not doing anything. I'm not risking that shit.
What if he has like a hazmat suit with gloves, the face mask, the whole nine?
For all that, then we should just video chat. Like, that shit don't make no sense.
Wait, you didn't let me finish. But he got a hole in places.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna do
and then he buys you the same type of hazmat suit, and it has hole in places.
No.
Technically, you're not touching mouths or hands.
Where he going to get tested at? Where he going?
I'm just.
Where he going? So it's not happening. So anyway, I bring that up to say people are out here risking it for that D, for that P, whatever. They're out here risking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, if y'all found the baddest whatever right now, and she's willing to, you know what I'm saying?
You got to think about it. People been risking it. It ain't nothing new.
You're right.
They've been risking it. So this is just another thing
that people don't give
for them to add to the jar. Fuck it. If they're gonna die, they're gonna die having fun, I guess.
I guess. I ain't with it.
It has to be. I don't know, man.
I
don't think it's impossible. I think it is possible. I think you do get to a certain point, right? Like if you do find the right individual and y'all hit it off in the right way, I think 99% of people would take the risk if it's the right person. 99. But it's not gonna be that instant, oh, I just met you, let's risk it. It's gonna be hey, I've been talking to you for a couple of weeks during this quarantine, and I'm at the point where you and I are thirsty together enough that we want to feel something together.
I could agree with that. I think people are going to give into the urges the longer they're saying, hey, stay away. And you know how people are. It's the fact that the government is saying don't do it that makes people want to do it more. Stay in the house. Struggling.
I mean, I guess in that, the perspective you just gave, I guess that makes sense. If that person was already kind of there, you know what I'm saying, and you're connecting and you might want to take that risk, that makes, I guess, a little more sense. And even the dipping in the X pool also makes sense. But someone brand new, like, it's not worth it. You're not worth it. I have nothing to invest in here. Why would I entrust my health to you?
But at the same time, if it's an ex, they're an ex for a reason.
True that. And we're going to talk about that shit.
So,
you're absolutely right.
And then, even though it's an ex, you don't really know what they're doing, how they're moving. So essentially, everybody's brand new right now.
Dirty dick. Exactly.
I don't know about all that, but
that's what I call it.
Oh my God.
So let's be real. So y'all saying people are risking because ain't nothing new, right? And we knew before people was risking it. So you think people are risking it and not using condoms too?
Yeah. This isn't a sexually transmitted thing. This is I'm breathing thing.
Correct.
So
But
the
And at the
fact,
same
Rona
time,
is one thing, but
they're
we're talking
low.
about the sex aspect and the Rona.
so if I'm already meeting up with you face to face, if you got it, I got it. So if my intentions was already to pursue you in that manner, what's changing? The corona is not going to say, well, you had sex without a condom, so I'm going to make sure I give it to you. So
But I mean, okay, so yes, we know we're putting us, the person's gonna put themselves at risk to getting the Rona. But do you think that because we're quarantined, do you think that that would affect people's usage of condoms at this point?
were they using it before that? No, I'm just saying in general.
That's true.
People just then
Depends. Yeah, depends on the person. There's some dudes that just, hey man, I can't do it if I don't feel it, baby. You know what I
right.
mean? If I don't feel that thing, I can't do it, bro.
So
There's some people that are like that.
I don't think the state that we're in is changing that aspect. I honestly think that since we're more separate now, that it might put people in a mindset of where they would usually say no, they're going to say yes now.
Wow.
I think it also depends on the situation you're in, right? Because again, that goes back to knowing if it's somebody that I know and it's somebody that I trust. Because it's one of those things knowing about the Rona, it's one thing knowing about your sexual history as well. It's one thing catching the Rona, be fucked up if I catch the AIDS. That's a different type of situation I'm gonna be in, okay?
Right.
So again, then I catch the AIDS with the Rona, it's over. It's over, okay?
Correct.
So exactly. So I look at it like, what if a person runs out of condoms? Depending on who the person that you're with, are you even going to put forth the effort to try to expose yourself to the Rona out there? Because one person in this room exposing myself, fine. But if it's a new person, now I'm looking at possibly an STD. I don't know this person like that. But then again, Rona outside, Rona in here, STD. Some people might risk it. Some people might risk it and go, fuck it. I don't feel like going out for that condom. And then it'd be fucked up if you go through all the effort, get to wherever you're going to, and they don't have them. Because that is another thing, too, that these stores aren't replenishing those the same paper towels, things of that nature. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, see, all the factors you just named, Daddy, those are all the reasons I'm like, no. I just don't even want to be bothered. There's too many things in place there. Because let's be real. Going to the doctor right now, like, I don't know, are they taking emergency appointments like that to get tested? Like, if you thinking you burning, like, are they even seeing people like that? Like, that's my whole thing. Like, you're gonna have a tele appointment with your doctor, show them your crotch, be like, look, this is where. So are we going to show your doctor crotch? Be like, look at the bump. Like, how's this working? And then they're going to see, oh, this might be this, and then send you a prescription. Like, that's too many factors to be playing with out here. Like, that's the part that boggles my mind, honestly.
But it's 2020 though. We do know people who do this, right? Like, we do know who people like. Because again, it's not like the service. It's not like the service doesn't exist for other things. And we know how people like to take from one thing and use it for another and go, okay, since I can virtually visit my doctor and talk to my physician about coughs and generic stuff and little things like that, I can do that with my actual physician. Why can't I do that with a free clinic or FaceTime y'all or hey, ask you for your people will call up a clinic and go, hey, who you there? What's your name? Bertha, let me get your personal number. I'm gonna FaceTime you real quick. And you hand your phone to the doctor so the doctor can look at this bump that I got because I'm not sure what it is. It looked like a blackhead, but it might be herpes. Yeah, I want him to be sure.
But my thing is our doctor's office is really giving things like this attention like that though.
I mean, they have to. It's part of their oath. You know what I mean?
They're more focused on a lot of other things. I don't think there's some services I don't feel they're providing. So like that's my whole thing. People out here like doing dumb shit. Dudes be out here, especially on my block, drinking, doing dumb shit. Like I'm like, yo, you get hurt. You gonna be waiting for hours. like hours in the emergency room, right, in the ER. So there's certain things that just not are important. So you think you getting tested for STD is something that's on their radar? So why put yourself at risk? Like, that's the whole thing. Don't do nothing dumb so you don't end up in the hospital, because they don't care about you right now. Like, they not care. If it ain't the Rona, they don't care. And that's just a fact. And even if you got the Rona, they're going to be like, you look young enough. You look healthy. Okay, you go home. Like, so to me, it's like, it doesn't make sense to be taking that risk. That's just my thoughts about it. You know what I'm saying? With someone new, with someone old? No, nobody. Okay, like nobody.
People just gotta value themselves more.
Hey, there you go. Ding, ding, ding. I think that's exactly it. Like, is getting a nut more important than your health? Because you can give yourself a nut. Like, I'm confused. Like,
hey, let me tell you something. Something about being entrapped in a closed place will push your mind to certain places. So I agree with you. It's not worth it. I agree with you. It's not worth it. I'm not going to say that people's minds, everybody's mind don't work the same way. Everybody's not as strong.
No, they're not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we're not
that was way
institutionalized. Like, we can go outside though. We can get freedom. We can. It's just that you have to limit your interactions. So for you to be like, oh yeah, oh gosh, I have to stay in my home to make me go, ooh, I'm gonna take these unnecessary risks. Okay, I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense. Mel, what were you about to say? Go ahead.
But I agree with you. I mean, the bad thing is that these people, they look at our president and they look at the kind of things that are in the media, and that's the kind of battery that they need in their back to go, okay, this guy's saying all I got to do is shoot myself with a little bit deflecting, spray myself with some Lysol, I'm good to go.
That's unfortunate. I don't even got no words for that, man. I don't really give him energy, to be honest. That's just, please, no one.
Neither do I.
Don't do that. Please, no one. Don't spray yourself with disinfectant because it's not. Don't inject yourself. Don't ingest. Don't digest. Just none of it.
You know how I feel about that. It's retarded.
Yeah, we're not even gonna jump into that hole because I just can't. But all right. So I know I have been seeing posts about people talking about people in relationships, and how this time is making people realize they don't really like the people they're with, people they're in relationships with. So what are your thoughts on that? You think that people are in relationships right now and they're appreciating the person they're with a little more? Or do you think because one, they have someone to go through the, quarantine with, and two, they have somebody to have sex with if they need to? Or do you think that people are like at their wits' end ready to like kill that person that they're with? Like, what do y'all think?
All the above.
I think that for the people that are quote unquote stuck inside, it's a lot harder because now it goes from seeing the person maybe 8 to 10 hours out the day to now I'm stuck with you in your face all day. So it can make and break a relationship. It shows you how much space is important to a relationship for it to work. You need that time away so you could just think about other things, do other things. Yeah. But I feel like it could be a positive and a negative. Depends on the people, their interaction.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I feel like it depends on the situation and the couples. Every couple's different. The age bracket, how long you've been together, the marriage situation. Are you married? Are you not married? Some of those things play a factor. I think we talked about this at some point in time. Hitting that 9 or being at that 10. Some people can deal with that. Where being married is enough for them. Some people, I got to get out of this. And the normal, I guess getaways, if you will, of your everyday, going to work, having the opportunity to get up and go whenever you choose. For some people, that's enough in their relationship to give them the kind of break they need and the breath that they need to come back and go, all right, I appreciate the relationship I'm in and who I'm with, as opposed to just being in the moment and just being upset that I'm just in the same moment, or being more upset at the moment rather than my actual relationship. So I think with some people, that's the battle that you're in, battling this moment that, hey, this is just a quarantine moment. It's like some things you just got to figure out how to deal with in this particular moment because it's not the same from what you're used to.
Yeah, I think it probably does vary, and it depends on, I think mainly it depends on if y'all live together or if you don't, honestly. Because I think if you don't live with each other, but y'all together, you know what I'm saying? I think, one, you probably will take the risk of going over each other's houses, probably, right?
Well, this probably forced a lot of
But
people to just live together.
I think there's also that break. Oh, I'm gonna go home now. You know what I'm saying? And that might make the relationship better in that way because you're like, I'll take the risk with you. You go separate ways, whatever the case is, blah, blah, blah. I think it's probably more difficult when that person lives with you. Living with somebody in general is hard as fuck. Because again, it's two different personalities. People got different styles. They function different. And especially now in times of crisis, people act hella different, right? And then like what Mel mentioned of like, yeah, I don't have these hours where I'm away from you. So I can think about other things. And so now we're just in each other's face all the time. And then again, you know, depending on, I guess, the size of the place you're in, but regardless, you have to interact with that person a lot more.
Right.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
and then it also throws in responsibilities. Who's cooking, right? Who's doing the cleaning now? And if you have kids now, it's like, oh, like how much responsibility is going between people. So yeah, that can cause a lot of fights. That can cause a lot of tension because like just being in a relationship with somebody and you don't have kids, that causes tension about who's cleaning up after who's cooking this, who's buying stuff, how and when you do stuff. That shit causes a lot of stress. So can you imagine being stuck in a place or in home with someone? You're not supposed to really be going outside like that, but so therefore you're in your house more often, and you guys already have, you know, communication issues, right? Or you guys already have tension between y'all, or the person you're with doesn't know how to deal with being quarantined. Like they might be losing their shits, and now you have to be a therapist on top of a this and a that. So it's like, that shit must be difficult as fuck. I think it's probably equally as difficult as probably being single in the house by yourself. I think they're probably, I don't think one is better than the other, to be honest. I think they probably, I know I'd be losing my shit if I was stuck in the house with somebody I didn't want to be there with.
See, but that's the thing. If you don't want to be in a house with somebody, yeah, that's gonna drive you insane immediately. Mm-hmm. But if it's your person, your significant other, initially it's gonna be, maybe we should, you know, just be under one roof. That's the thought. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should try stick around, be under one roof, so that we minimize the chance of bringing it from outside in. Mm-hmm. But then, like you said, when you start learning each other's habits, because now you're forced to be with each other on a 24-hour basis now, you start seeing things and nitpicking at things that you might not have noticed before.
Yeah, that is also very true. I agree with that.
Do you think that this now forced a lot of people that maybe were at that borderline and maybe weren't even near that conversation, now all of a sudden felt like, I'm gonna go to bat with you against this pandemic and I'm gonna live with you? And they were separate before, and now, you know what, because it's happening, I'm gonna make that commitment with you. And they probably wouldn't have made that commitment. Now they forced themselves into that commitment and now are probably either regretting it. And imagine being in that position from a relationship standpoint, especially us. I can only speak, you know, for me and like people that I grew up with, that I know honor and loyalty is a big thing. And when you break that, it's kind of really hard to come back from. So imagine throwing that commitment out there, going, hey, I'm going to live with you, face this pandemic with you, and then going, hey, I can't deal with you as a person. I'm going to go back to my, to my spot. Like, I feel like it's going to be very hard for a lot of those relationships that forced each other. And I think I made a post recently on Facebook saying just that, hey, I feel sorry for the couples who threw their hat in the ring for the sake of this pandemic, as opposed to for the sake because, hey, this is the right thing and I don't want to be alone.
But to chime in on what you just said, but these people, they live different places. So they still have to pay bills in their place. Mm-hmm. they should feel no way that I need to take a time out. Yeah.
No,
Let me
but
take
that's
this
what I'm
time.
saying. Think about the people that went that extra that said, I'm gonna give up my place.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna take this step. I'm gonna take this step now. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
already moved out
it's
of
one
parents'
thing
house
to
or something. Yeah.
it's one thing to go, hey, I only think this is gonna last a couple of months, so I'm gonna bunk with you and still pay my rent because I could afford it, or really I live with my parents or whatever the case may be if you're that lucky. But
Right.
in reality, most people are gonna really take that step, the extra step, because again, I don't have the means to pay for two places at the same time, or for my place while at the same time just be chilling here with you and you being all up in your face during this pandemic and I'm not putting in because I'm paying my place.
I think in general, I think that this definitely pushed a lot of relationships in different directions. Meaning, just like what you said, maybe people are deciding, you know what, maybe this is a time for us to move in. Let's see if we can do this. And it's also, I think, it might push people to strengthen their relationships and push it to realize, you know what, I just now realized I didn't really like you. Like, but I'm hearing a lot of the latter. Like, I'm hearing a lot of people saying, I think I don't even like this person that I've been with for so. I don't think I'd even like them like that, you know? And that's the part to me, I think that's kind of like, I still think whatever relationship you come to, I think it was destined, of course. I think that's perfect. It's perfect because let it happen. Let it happen now. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the part that's a little messed up. And it makes me think, so what was holding you to this person for whatever period of time? Why now being in like certain quarters making you realize that this person wasn't for you? And so it makes me think about like what the reasons why people even get into relationships sometimes. Like, what were you doing?
Sometimes you like people in doses.
But then that would mean you shouldn't be in a relationship with them.
But you don't know that.
Though. That's now though. That's literally sample sizes is what social media has driven us to as a society. We love sample sizes.
The whole notion of like liking people in small doses, and to me that's not enough to build a relationship off of. And I guess maybe because I'm just an individual that like my love language is quality time, so I like spending time with people.
No, I get it.
For me, it's like if I can't spend time with you, if after like a certain amount of time I can't stand you, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with you, because then that's a problem.
But at the same time, it's when I say they like people in doses is at the end of this period, you're going home. You understand? Like, we go on a date, you might spend the night, but the next day you're going home.
But then okay, maybe I'm thinking about it differently, because I think about dating and I think about being in a relationship. It's two different things. So
even when you're in a relationship, you could spend a weekend with somebody in a relationship with. You could spend a week with somebody in a relationship with, but at some point they're gonna go home. It's easy to deal with stuff when there's always an out. The out is going home. You understand? But now you're forced into something. You're forced to stay here. So now I'm forced to like pay attention to your living habits. I'm forced to look at the things that you may not have shown me in that period where you spent the weekend with me. So now your eyes are opening up to new things with that relationship. So I feel like, yeah, sometimes we like people, I care about you. We're going to spend the weekend together. But now Sunday night comes, you're going home because we got to work. Now I get that time to breathe, rather than I'm waking up to you again and again and again, and we're going through this routine because we can't do shit else.
Yeah, I get you. No, I agree with that. I definitely can see that. I definitely agree with that. I just think maybe, for some people, that is going to be very eye-opening, and because this is very new, that'd be a very new thing for them. But I think even in dating, even if spending the weekend times, even in the, oh yeah, I see you just after work every day, you know, during the week, but we don't sleep with each other, whatever the case is, for me, I think I'm a little more perceptive, and I just feel off of vibe and energy a little more, because you can still get tired of people doing that too. You can still see things about people, because people can only hide shit but for so long. So, you know what I mean? If you're dating somebody 6 months and then you're not like, now, oh gosh, you've been with me for 2 weeks and now I'm realizing that oh man, I don't like how you do this and that, then how much attention would you really pay into this person? That's just how I see it. I don't know. That's just me. That's just
For
me personally.
what's surprised me, well, I mean, I don't think it's a surprise. I think it's the oldest like joke ever, right? Like a husband who's dissatisfied or a wife who's dissatisfied about their marriage. And I think that's the surprising thing to me is that married couples, people who are quote unquote, like we're talking about that sweet release, right? Like I can go, I can leave, I can do what I gotta do, I can go back home. But married couples don't have that choice. And 9 out of 10 times, you got kids that you definitely don't got a choice that you could leave. And in this pandemic, it is amazing to me the extremes that I have seen some individuals go in a relationship, in a marriage to get out of it. Like like I've seen some, like I don't know about you, but I've seen like in South America, like dudes literally committing suicide to get out of. I live with this lady I've been with for forever. Yeah, it's crazy to me. Brazil,
Wow,
I've
I
seen
have
these
not seen.
videos. Colombia, I've seen these videos. Like it's crazy to me. Like in South America, apparently these men needed to be wherever they were going at work or whatever they were doing. They needed to do that in order to just be able to just coexist with this individual
that I believe.
let
Yeah.
alone just be in a relationship. It's just coexist. It's crazy to me.
That's true. And I think people who are in long-term relationships or getting marriages, they get to that point, and instead of leaving, they just like, you know what? I'll deal with it forever long. I'll deal with it, but I have all these other distractions. That right there is sad, to say the least. Not for real. Like that's a sad way to live. Yeah. And then, so now when they're stuck with this individual on a 24/7, they rather, that's extreme, take their lives. But damn,
the mind
that's a lot. But
the mind is a crazy place, man. You can convince yourself that you need to exist with a certain individual in order to keep up a certain image or in order to keep certain entities happy, whether it be your parents, your family, people around you. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like, you know, it's no different than what we saw in high school, except the sad part is that some people live in that dynamic all of their lives. Like it doesn't break out of that high school bubble. Like that some people just don't break out of that. And that to me is the craziest part of this pandemic part is those people left to their own devices. And then we get to see, unfortunately, in videos and things of that nature, we get to see it rear its ugly head. Like, and again, people give them the satisfaction of attention. And that's the.
So I did see something that, I mean, it's not funny, but it was funny. A meme that was like, a lot of people are realizing that they were the side chicks or the side dudes in the pandemic. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Dominican. Chill out, man. I'm Dominican. There's so many jokes about your second and third family. I'm like, yo, chill.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
chill out, bro.
Where your man telling you he can't come over. Wait, what you mean? Because he with his family, sis. Like, what the fuck?
Out here living lives.
Yeah, like I saw that, I was like, ooh, damn. So look, so getting back to something you mentioned earlier, Adi, but you say you've been in contact with, your ex. So let's talk about rekindling these past relationships, right? Have you heard people doing it? I know, Adi, I don't know if y'all rekindling a relationship, but y'all been chatting. I'm not gonna throw nothing. Y'all been chatting. Is that
watch this be like, you lying mother?
Is that something that you guys are willing to partake in, to explore maybe a past relationship again?
I mean, realistically,
or y'all like, nah, I'm good?
No, realistically, it's a positive place to be in for the moment, right? But we've had the conversation realistically. Like, dude, once this all, goes away, I'm still going to be in contact with you. That relationship is always going to be there. It's not, never, been in contact. It's just that occasional, hey, hi, how you doing? As opposed to the in-depth, what's been going on with your life? Hey, relationships, people, you know what I mean? What are you doing in your spare time? What you wearing? Those type of questions. And now it is getting to that point where, again, we're comfortable having those type of conversations with each other. And like we talked about before, we're in a place where we're reviewing in today's mind state where we are at our maturation level now of our past relationships, the decisions we used to make, and
Yeah, a lot of
how
time to
we,
think now. It's a lot of
yeah,
time. Yeah.
like, and now how we look at each other and we go, you know what? Like,
Look at Bell face though. He like, nah, fuck that.
nah, that. And again, me and her have had those, you know what, fuck that moments, and then we, you know, we don't talk for a little bit, and then we come back and we revisit again. Understand we were in that moment. It's just, oh, I was just looking at it my way, you was looking at it your way, and I had to step away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nice place in right now, but realistically, as far as relationship, she said it herself. I'm like, I'm dedicated to being in New York, and I'm like, hey, I'm dedicated to being in Miami. And she's like, are you dedicated to being in a long distance relationship? I'm like, to be honest with you, the way I feel about you, I wouldn't mind it because of what you offer me spiritually. But I know myself, I am a man, and eventually I'm gonna need to fly out there a couple of times. You're gonna need to fly a couple of times out here so we can settle things physically. And that's gonna wear itself thin after a while.
Yeah.
Unless, again, you never know. But again, I am willing to start down that path, but who knows where it will go. And she goes, to be honest with you, I don't know if I can go down that path.
Mm-hmm.
She's not saying no, but she's saying, I don't know if I can go down that path.
You gotta
Which
be
we all
honest.
know. You know, yeah. And again, I appreciate that honesty. I don't want her to go ahead and just because I'm saying I'm willing to put
Long
her hat in the ring.
distance is
I don't
one
need that.
thing, for sure. Long distance is one thing, but then it's a whole nother thing of reopening a past relationship because it comes with its own ghosts, skeletons, and all kinds of other shit. And so having those two, those already strikes, I feel, kind of already against the dynamic. So that right there would be an extra tough situation.
But that would depend on the past relationship. If
it's also true.
That past relationship, the fact that they could communicate and talk about it and even consider it means that it wasn't truly that bad that they couldn't overcome it. Because, you know, if it was a fucked up situation, there's no talking about it after that. If you're that scarred by it. If you're that scarred by it. You understand? If it's just, listen, somebody fucked me over to the point where, you know, I hate the person, so to speak. There's no talking about it. There's no amount of apologies. I was young.
Time, though, that's the difference. There is time does change the intensity of feelings, though.
Right.
Time does make you forget certain things. Time does, yeah, it does. It does.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
It does.
That you might have felt then. So it might fuzzy the actual shit until you actually start really fucking with them, and then you're like, oh, this is why.
See, but here's the thing: if somebody really did something that bad to you, you're not gonna forget it.
Right.
You may not hate them. You may not hate them anymore. Nah, you may not hate them.
You won't forget. You'll forget what they did. You won't forget how it made you feel. You know what I'm saying? But there's some things you will forget because the brain needs to heal itself, and it'll bury some shit. You will forget some shit, man.
It depends on what it was.
It
depends on what it was that broke y'all up. If you cheated, even that isn't a breaking point for some people. For some people, they'll continue a relationship. And for some people, that's it. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to see you. So again, it depends on what broke y'all up. And for some people, it's not the same thing. Like, you could come to a disagreement about something, and that's what broke us up. And my perspective of it was something hateful, and I didn't like the way you were vindictive or whatever the case may be, and I hate you for how you interacted. And you look at it like, it was just a misunderstanding.
Right.
And again, like you said, over time it gets fuzzy. For me, it'll always be just a misunderstanding. For you, it's always that, and then when I see you, it's,
But here's where, because of time, and you can listen, because I'm speaking on it because I always thought the same thing. Here's the thing, because of the time that would pass by, and then the instance that causes you to chat, it could be something like, oh man, remember my grandma who you love so much? I'm letting you know they passed away. Y'all start talking right there. You fucking hated this person, but you love their grandma.
Hey, guess what?
that causes a conversation to happen.
Nah,
It
it
wasn't
don't.
intended to be like a thing, but
It don't.
oh, boom. There you go. You start talking again.
I have a dislike for you. My grandma died. I don't care that y'all was cool. My grandma died, not yours. Go about your business. I'm not calling you.
No. But no, I'm talking about their grandma passed away and you had a connection with their grandma. So they're reaching out to you. Mel is a fucking ass. Like,
Nah. Because I'm thinking, what if you in that mind state of being the bigger person, being like, all right,
exactly.
man, I know you love my grandma, right? And I tell you, niggas is like, and?
So Mel
Fuck your grandmother, nigga. Out of here, nigga. I don't give a fuck. That's
Mel
your
gonna be
grandma,
like,
man.
what you telling me this for? I don't care. Like,
Matter of fact, tell me where to wake in, cuz. I go over there.
but there's tons of situations, little shit that can happen where you would think you would never talk to that person again. And it'll cause you to have a conversation. Now, depending on how much time went past, how much growth and healing you did on yourself, if you've had relationships in between, what was such a big deal then, you now gonna be like, oh, that shit wasn't even, yeah, that person was fucked up. Fucked up things happen, right? But then you can be like, well, we were young. We did dumb shit. You know, I accepted shit I shouldn't have, and you come to your own realizations. And so you would then engage in a conversation with that person simply on it's nothing to it, just to be like, hey, what's up, right? And it's from then that can spark shit. You see what I'm saying? It's from just that, like, oh, I feel like I've grown. I feel like I've healed. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It's okay having a conversation with this person.
It depends on the individuals. Like, I'm not the type of person, I don't hold grudges. Mm-hmm. Like, I could be upset in a moment, and then later on, I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. So I understand where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying, like, it depends on the scar that's left. Mm-hmm. The scar that's left makes a difference in whether you can say it was the past or, nah, you scarred me.
Yeah, and I think it's only in interacting with that person do you realize how big or how deep that scar was, honestly. For real. Like, after you have a breakup, you feel fucked up. Yeah, that shit sucks, right? And it's going to suck for a while up until you get yourself into a point, either you, like, I'm outgrown it, or you get into another relationship and you move on, right? But let's say time passes, whatever, and you think you've healed and grown. Honestly, you won't know that, one, until how you act in another relationship, right? And then two, how when you are encountering that person again, how you then feel. You see what I'm saying? Like how certain things make you feel. And for me, I think that's just that engaging in the relationship that you've had already, that shit, not to say that it can't happen. I'm not saying that it's impossible. It could be, right? That two people literally at the time y'all met, it just wasn't for y'all and y'all just needed to grow and experience and then come back, right? But for me, I think it muddies the water so much. And I think especially now where I think emotions are high, regardless if you think that, oh yeah, Rona's real, Rona not real, you've been impacted by it personally, or it's been like people that you know that know people. It's still something that's there that's affecting you, and it probably affected you mentally and emotionally right now. So I feel everyone is at a vulnerable place, to be honest. This is a very vulnerable time, and it makes it feel like, oh man, we're connected. We used to have a connection. So now it makes you think that shit is probably a lot more than it actually is. And because you already have, you know what I mean? You already have a little bit something there, it'll make shit spark. And I think it's not until you start talking to them, like really talking to them, or maybe start engaging with them, that you either realize, nah, I really do fucking hate this person. or nah, you know what? I don't hate you, but you know?
I don't have that issue right now because my past is so many miles away. I'm in a new place. I'm in a new place, so I don't have that immediate interaction where I could say, well, we've been talking a couple of days. I'm gonna take a cab to your house. I'm gonna drive to your house. Mm-hmm. My whole past is 5 hours away. So I take it for what it is. It's a conversation. Mm-hmm. We are reminiscing on what could have been X, Y, and Z, and I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, I don't even want to do that. Nope.
I don't even want to do that.
No. Checking up on you, how you living, you good, family's all right, and then keep it pushing. I'm not giving any more energy because I know, and this is just for the sake of knowing me, because again, being in a vulnerable state too, meaning in general, yeah, I think things are going to feel away because of what's going on. And I don't think that it's going to be genuine, honestly. You know what I'm saying? And I think just in dating in general, there's a lot of people who are also bored too. They're bored as fuck. Mm-hmm. And so they'll sit here and talk to you and engage with you just because they ain't got shit else to do. Right. And it's not really because they're really into you. It's not because they really want to get to know you. Because once this Rona shit gone, or they could go back to work or whatever, you ain't hearing from these motherfuckers. Like, you ain't hearing from them. So for me, it's like, I don't have that energy to waste. If I'm going to talk to somebody, I'm going to talk about people I genuinely care about. I really want to know how you doing. Let's check in. And if we check in once every 2 weeks, whatever, at least I'd rather that than having someone I could talk to every day that's going to disappear in a little bit. I'm not giving that energy. Like, to me, it's not worth it. I'm going to stay my lonely ass in the house and I'm going to watch TV, sleep, cry, do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'd rather do that than give energy to people for no fucking reason, honestly.
No, I get it.
So, also something that Adi and I mentioned when he brought up the conversation, talking about, all right, for those people who they ain't dating, you know what I'm saying? They ain't got no ex to fall back on, they ain't got no new boo, having some self-activity. Honestly, like, ain't nothing wrong with masturbation, y'all. It's the safest thing to do right now. Like,
but see,
I honestly think
no. We gotta, we gotta start all over again. Okay.
Why?
Masturbation. Right. Yes. Woo. Let's make it sound good. All right. See, even the way you just approached it right now, it made it sound like my parents was about to talk to me about it. Like, look, I've been noticing you've been taking 4-hour showers. Okay. You know what you're doing. All right. Stop.
I am an advocate of masturbation.
We don't have starch in the house. The sock shouldn't be like that.
Honestly, I have grown, like, what, 2 years ago, I had grown a great love for masturbation, because it helped me through some times where I would have probably done some dumb shit. Okay. And so now, and even in relationships, sometimes it's fucking necessary. Like, you just don't want to deal with the person. I want to talk to you. I don't have to go through the motions just to get this nut. I'm just going to do what I need to do and go to bed.
I laugh because there are so many men that have taken advantage of that moment. It's fucked up. That's fucked up. You shouldn't be spreading this message, all right? You shouldn't be spreading this message.
Man,
a lot of men are sitting there waiting for that call when she's just on that.
It ain't coming. Because sis doesn't handle her business and sis is asleep now. Sis asleep. She not thinking about
I don't know about you, Mel, but I've been there in that moment where it's like, I know who I'm about to text, and I feel like it's 80-20 that I should. I'm just like, I'm going to. And then you get one off and you're just like, oh, no, I ain't doing that shit. That's 100%. It's not happening.
Sometimes you're taking one for the team within yourself. And it's like, all right, it's over. Lose my number.
It's like a moment of clarity and being drunk. It's like,
oh my God, you be sitting here.
The hell?
You be sad.
What was I thinking?
So lonely. You're like, yo, shit, I should text this nigga. I should.
Yeah, definitely.
You're like, you know what? Let me just, and then you're like, what the fuck was that, man? Forget that.
See, for me,
shit is going from Bruce to the Hulk to Bruce Banner.
I honestly, I don't know. I might be one of very few, but I need physical interaction. I just can't be in the house and be like, shit. All right, let me jack one out. I can't. I much rather pull a mistake over. I know.
I used to be like that.
Huh?
I said I used to be just like that. Like, literally, like, it was something that I had to be at my wit's end to do, but outside of that, I wouldn't.
Nothing wrong
I
with
needed to be touched. I needed to be around someone. I needed to feel heat. And then
easy Halle Berry.
And then I just got to this point where I had a breakup. I wasn't trying to really fuck with nobody new. And that's not even true. That's not even true. Not that I wasn't trying to fuck with nobody new. These niggas kept talking themselves out of pussy. So, no, it's a fact. And so I would be, for real. Like, I would be hot and bothered for the person. And I was damn. But then I was just like, this nigga's just dumb though. Forget it. And then it just grew to like, you know what? I'm just gonna choose this option instead of y'all. Forget it. I just forget it.
No, I definitely
And
understand that.
it just saved a lot of time and energy. It did. I used to be like that too. Now I'm just like, you know what? This just saves me time and energy. I'm good. Let's just do it. Let's get it popping. And call it a day. That's it. But I hear you though. Like, it's nothing like, having that warm body and somebody that you actually like and shit. But
Yeah, I didn't see. You said
It ain't nothing like a good one to yourself neither.
Right.
I love me.
But when you're in that moment where it's like you don't necessarily have that person, you don't necessarily even have to like the person that you call.
See, that's another issue too.
So
way better when you like the person, and I'm just at that point in life where I just can't have meaningless people.
No,
I can't do it.
maybe going forward, I understand that. But before, for me, it wasn't even about you're there for a purpose. Once I'm done, we're done.
Savage life, nah.
Yeah, but going forward, it's like me and my state of mind right now. I don't even want to fuck with her unless I know that I won't mind dealing with her.
Exactly. Yep. And that was the curve. That was the curve for me too. And the when I was single and all that shit, I just got in a different mindset where I was like, fuck it, I just want to get this nut off to like, I don't want you touching me. I don't want you here next to me if I don't like you like that. And we're older now too. We can't be on some oops shit now. I feel like people are just gonna look at you like you dumb. Like you dumb. You know what I'm saying? For us to be this age on some oops shit. Like, and so for me, it's like, I'm not to say we gotta get married tomorrow, but if I can't see me with you, I don't want to give you the cootie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need this. You ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, the energy that I'm gonna give to it is not gonna be the same either. You know, and I want to be able to give it energy. You know what I mean? Like if I'm putting it out there, I want to be able to go, you know, yes, okay, Lottie's making that face. So that's it's just so much more that goes into it. So I just rather, listen, me and my vibrator, we are friends. Matter of fact, fuck friends. He's my whole man right now. He know what he is to me. I love him. Okay. Like, and he keeps me sane. Like, that's it. Like, I ain't out here.
I think it's fucked up though that the dynamic is not the same both ways. I think it is funny that we're at a point in time where U.S. females, of course, which you have all the right to, can have that conversation openly in these type of forums even. But if a man were to turn around and say, I got a pocket pussy, that is my everything.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I think
you know damn well what's wrong with it, all right? Okay. We ourselves individually will be accepted, but we know what's wrong with that socially. That's what I'm talking about. I say in this time, let's say if I were to come out here right now and have my sex doll standing right here with me, all right, and I'm going, I want you to meet Betty. Betty's my baby.
Though, that's
she does everything I need her to.
Hey, is it one of the new sex dolls? Or is it the old ones?
No, that's a blow-up doll, dog.
I'm making money, but
you don't get a name of sex doll when you blow it up. Nah. It's a different league, man. It's a different league. These things, man, man. It's crazy because I saw, I was rewatching like all the House episodes. They even had a House episode where
I love House.
A guy went in there with a sex doll, and like that was his girlfriend. And the girl that he was talking to, she was trying to date him, and then she found out about the sex doll later.
Oh, I legitimately recently saw a post of this married couple that have a sex doll, and they're in a polyamorous relationship with a sex doll.
But that's not poly.
Listen, that's what they said. That's what they said. It's a polyamorous relationship with the sex doll. The sex doll saved their marriage. The sex doll has helped their sex life. The sex doll has helped them with communication. So.
All right. Can I ask you a question though? And this question isn't meant to sound ignorant, but were these people white?
They were actually an interracial couple.
Okay.
Okay, now hold
on.
I'm gonna ask. All right, I'm gonna be the guy. Wait. I'm gonna ask the question that I know he's about to follow up with. The guy that's black, is he black?
What does that mean?
You know what I mean?
Is he soul brother black, or is he?
Yes.
Hey, I'm black in color, but I live with the others.
Yes.
No, from what I saw.
Hi. How are you?
No, from what I saw, that's not what no, he was black. Child. But the sex doll was bad though. She was cute.
Oh no, I mean, look, dude.
She was bad. I was like, I see why you with her. I see why you.
I can see. I just look. My thing is, how you washing them? When you done, what's going on? Because look, let me tell you something. As a man, you know where I'm finishing. If it's a doll, no consequences. The bitch get pregnant. You know goddamn well where I'm finishing. All right. Again, how are we cleaning this?
These are quarantine conversations, right?
I just look.
All right, y'all. We about to jump into some next shit. So my final messaging, my final word to listeners is whatever you're doing, please be safe. And I mean, wear condoms.
Stay at home.
And masks.
And a face mask.
Stay your ass at home. All right. It ain't worth it at the end of the day. It probably ain't even gonna be even worth it for real. Okay, that's a whole nother thing. But what do you fellas have any parting messages for our listeners?
If you in there, if you're already in there, get in there. Get really in there. Don't beat around the bush, all right? Yeah, all right? If you never ate ass before, go ahead and get in that ass. All right.
This nigga high. I need, you know what?
Some groceries that y'all never explored before. Okay, get in there. All right. Love each other for real. Show each other. God damn it. We use this time to fuck it up. Use it to move forward into each other.
Mel, you want to leave our listeners with?
Don't do what he said. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure having you, brother.
Again, plug in your podcast so that folks can listen.
For the Love Podcast on Anchor. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Every Monday is going to be a new episode. So just look out for us.
All right. Thank you,
I'll have
fellas.
a podcast life.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.
For today's Connection Corner, I leave you with a post from Unknown. It reads, "Life always works out. Things always turns out in your favor, even if it doesn't go according to the original plan. Find comfort in knowing that all that you're currently experiencing is a transition and transformation period that's leading you to your bliss and abundance." Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Oasis podcast. I hope you were able to find something that resonated with you on your journey. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and like us on Instagram at the Oasis Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, direct message us on Instagram or email us at ajaysoasis@gmail.com. Again, that's AAYJAYSOASIS@gmail.com.